This is not a good way to cool off. Well, look at that. All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another Play Well Live. So hopefully you saw some of our posts. We're changing up the schedule a little bit for Play Well Live. We're going to just be doing it once a week. So Tuesdays, once a week, challenges on Tuesdays. That is what we'll be coming to you with this summer because it is summer camp season. I know it may not seem like that depending on where you live. It's very rainy outside my house today, but we do have our very first summer camps of the season starting today. So that is exciting. That also means we're a little bit busier teaching those. So Play Well Lives are going to be happening once a week, every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We hope you can keep joining us throughout the summer as long as we're able to keep these going. We really love connecting with all of you in this way. So keep those comments coming, keep those ideas coming, and keep building. So let's see here. Let's figure out what we're going to do today. Okay, so today's challenge came to us from, I believe, it was a while ago, but I think I wrote it down. I believe it was Maria and her boys, David and Daniel. So they gave us the challenge of a rocket that can actually fly. A Lego rocket that can actually fly. So this got me thinking, all right, we could do some crazy, like, rocket thing with, like, you know, baking soda and vinegar and some sort of explosion, or try to make some sort of thing out of Lego but actually attach some other things to make it fly. That got a little crazy, so I wanted to see what we could do with just Lego to try to make something fly. Okay, now if you've ever tried this before, Lego doesn't fly very easily. It's pretty heavy. I actually watched a video, I don't know, a while back of someone trying to get like an actual like Lego helicopter to go, and just the amount of gearing and crazy things they went through to try to make it lift just like, barely off the ground was nuts. So we're not going to go that way. So then I wanted to think, okay, something that can actually kind of like move itself in some way. So what we're going to go with is kind of like a flight simulator type setup. Something that's it's gonna be modeled kind of like the things that NASA uses to test G-forces with their pilots. Okay, so it's gonna be something like spinning around a center point. Okay, so I wanted to get a rocket onto there that could power itself, move itself with its boosters, with its motors, and actually make it spin. Okay, so that's what we're gonna go for. So first, I wanted to just start with my little fan here, right? It's just a motor hooked up to a little axle with some plates on there. All right. It doesn't give off any air. It's not doing anything. I've cut up a little strip of paper here to see if we could see it moving these at all. Nothing, right? Okay. So here's the key. A fan works by essentially pushing the air towards you. Well, if these are flat, there's nothing to push. There's nothing to make it move. It's just kind of going around. If we spin these a little bit, though, if I spin them opposite directions here. So as this is spinning, think about this. As this goes by you now, this little angled part is essentially pushing that air forward. Okay, every time it goes past it, that air is getting pushed towards you. So now I've angled these. And let's see if that is able to push this air at all, push this paper at all. Maybe a tiny bit, right? Maybe a tiny bit. Okay. So this little 2x3 plate, there's not a lot going on there. Not a lot that it can push. Let's give this a little more surface area to push, okay? So I'm going to attach some longer plates on there. I'm going to angle them just like I did the other ones. Okay, let's see if this is able to generate a little bit of air. What do we think? Oh, can you see that? It's not much of a difference, but I can feel it already. And as I move this along here, you can see it actually make those move, right? Okay, so by adding some extra surface area, I was able to get a little bit more air actually being pushed. Okay, so that's where our idea is for this. Okay, now we need our rocket. Frank, yes, I did get a haircut. I did indeed. You noticed. It's not the most subtle of haircuts, but that's what these times call for. All right, so here we go. let's see here. I've set up my little station here. Here's my big long arm that I've got here. I've got my rocket sort of under construction over here. I've got my battery pack mounted over here, okay? So here's the thing. Let me show you what I've got. And then I built a little stand for it here, okay? So basically, I want this to rest on here. I've got some smooth tiles along the top and just an axle sticking up out of there to allow this to go through these holy plates, these technical plates that I put on top there. Okay, so that can slide down over there and sort of balance, right? Okay, balance is going to be key for this, right? If I have, here, let me just tilt this back down. If I show you, before we attach this battery pack on here, what do you think is going to happen? If I can get it out of there. Come on, pin. Come out. It's the trick of pushing it out with an axle from the other side. That's always handy. All right. Whoa. Okay, you see how that's tipping, right? So I need something to balance this out. So basically, I'm using my battery pack as a counterweight. Okay. So by putting my battery pack on over here, let's see here if I can line that up. I'm just using some of these long pins to connect that in there. Okay, by putting my battery pack on there, I can sort of balance that out, right? Now, I know Ben on a lot of his videos has talked about some simple machines, right? This one might look a little bit different, but this setup is basically a lever, right? So I've got my arm that's supporting, I've got my battery pack over on one side, I've got my rocket over on one side, and I put some center point that's just barely holding it, right in the center point. That's our fulcrum of our lever, okay? If I've got an even distance on both of these sides and I want it to be balanced with some weight on both of these sides, if this is right in the middle, those weights are going to be equal if I want it to balance, okay? The tricky part is when this starts to be not in the middle, okay? When I put this over here, right? What would happen if this was your seesaw and two people jumped down here, they were about the same size. This one would have a real hard time getting that side up, okay? So here's the thing. When you move the fulcrum, you need to change the amount of weight. So let's say this is now, X distance away, and this is 2X away, okay? If this is twice as far away, I need twice as much weight on this side, okay, to balance this out. So battery packs are really heavy. They're kind of the heaviest Lego parts that we have, unless you have some of the old weight bricks, which are really cool. Okay, so we're using the weight of that battery pack to balance this out. Now, is that evenly split? No, the battery pack is closer to this side, right? And it's farther here. So this battery pack is heavier than my rocket. Now, I could tweak this and get it exactly right, but I might add some more things to here. We'll see, right? If it's not balanced, you're going to have to add more weight on one side. So we'll see as that goes. Okay, so let's get back to making our rocket fly, right? All right, we've got our little cockpit here, cockpit area that my daughter built for our pilot to sit. Okay, and if I spin this around here, let's look at what we're going to do for our boosters, okay? So let me take this back. Whoop. This is going to be one of our boosters, right? So if we try to make this work here initially, drop this in here. Let's see, I want it to be sort of opposite of this other one. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put this so that one of them has the plates coming out to the side here, and one comes up and down, so that when they're spinning, there's less chance of them running into each other, okay? So let's see how big of plates we can get on there without them being in danger of running into each other, and then we'll see about angling those and see what's going on here, okay? So if I spin these, okay, yep, those aren't hitting at all. In fact, I think I could probably go a little bit longer here. Let's see, let's go, instead of 3 studs long, let's go 4 studs long. All right. So this may look like a complicated gearing system here. This is not very complicated, actually. I've got my motor just with an axle coming through these Holy beams, right, connected to my big one here. And then I just wanted to get a little bit farther away from there. So I put these, let's see if I can Let me take this back out so you can see. Next, I just stuck this little medium-sized gear, this 24-tooth gear, on one of these little pegs, and I put it in between here. I'm creating what's known as a gear train, okay? So basically now this middle gear is just kind of hanging out in the middle to get the motion from this big gear out to my little gear that's going to be on my rotor that's spinning out here, my booster, okay? It doesn't really change how this works. It just gets it farther away. All right, so now I'm going to attach this into here. Got all my gears. What's it called when the teeth of the gears come together? What is that called? And if anyone remembers. All right, so I've got all my gears there with their teeth. And, okay, let me slowly spin this center one. Let's see if I can make sure that my, okay, there we go. My rotors are not going to touch there in the center, right? That looks good. Okay, okay. So what do you say we give this a shot? Okay, I need a little bit longer wire, don't I? Okay, so here we go. We've got these nice long leads that we've made for use in our classes where we've kind of spliced some extra wire together to get us some easier things that we can do with these long wires, okay? And then I'm going to connect this up. All right, but now I've got all this extra wire, so I just put a little twist tie around that, and I want to just kind of secure this down here so that it stays out of the way. So I'm going to build just kind of a little key here that, ooh, yes, Hunter says meshing. All right, gold star, #1 student. Okay, it's my daughter, but you know. All right. Nice job, Hunter. All right, the teeth of the gears. Sorry, that's what we're talking about. The teeth of the gears mesh together. All right. So let's see here. Let me lock this down in here so that my wire stays out of the way. Okay. There we go. And I'll just attach the end of this lead onto there so it too stays out of the way. Okay, I've got my rocket over here. My boosters that it looks like those plates shouldn't hit. Nothing should be a problem there. All right, let's fire this up and see if our rocket can fly. It's moving, right? Hold on, it's going backwards. Let's see if I can get it to go the other way. Yeah, for sure not. Okay, what haven't we done? Take a look at our blades. They're flat, right? They're flat across. When we had our little fan, if they're flat across, they're not pushing the air, right? So we need to angle these. Okay. When you look at it, it's going to look like the top and bottom or the two sides are angled in different ways. But if you think about it, as that's going around, that makes them push the air in the same direction, out or suck the air in, okay, depending on which way your motor's turning. If you had them both sort of facing this same way, they'd kind of be fighting against each other because one would be going this way and the other this way, and they're pushing the air in opposite directions. Okay, so I've got them around here, that way, around here, that way. We want to make sure that our different ones aren't fighting against each other too, right? Okay, because that would just be sad if one booster was trying to push our rocket and one was trying to pull it back to Earth. That would be sort of sad. Okay, let's see if this is going to do what we want. All right. So we got them up. Oh. Ooh, okay. We got a little jam. It ran into the gear. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see here. This one right here, when I twisted it, it ran into that gear. That's a problem, right? That's definitely a problem. Okay, let's modify this. I think I need to get my blades of my rotors or my boosters a little farther out there. So I just have a little half bushing in here. I'm going to take this off and show you what I've got. All right, I just have a little half bushing, that yellow one under there. I'm going to replace that with a full bushing because I don't think I have enough space there between my gear and my boosters. Okay, so I'm going to instead put a full bushing in there. Whoop, there we go. Then my gear. Now I can drop that back in. Okay, that's going to give me a little bit more room to work with. Prevent those from jamming each other up there. let's do the same thing on this one. It's a little trickier. There we go. Okay, take off my half bushing, replace it with a full bushing, and then my gear so that it can mesh there. Oh, and this side is built a little differently. I need to sandwich a little bushing in between here. Okay, and cap it off with my little half bushing. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's make sure our blades aren't going to run into each other there. Okay, so twisted, facing that way, that way, that way. Okay, that looks better. All right, let's give this a try again. Let's see if our, I gotta make sure I'm not gonna run into anything if this starts actually spinning around here. Hopefully it will. We'll see. Nothing. Let's try the other direction. Okay, that way it's able to move a little bit now, right? But that's our rocket going backwards. Okay. So we're getting a little bit of movement here, right? The air is being pushed just a little bit, okay, but we're not getting the speed we want from this, okay? So what do we need? What did we learn from our fan? What do we need to do to these plates to try to get more air being pushed? Okay. I have an idea. Let's see here. I'm going to need some other pieces. I'm going to need my Minecraft Combat book. No, I'm not going to need my Minecraft Combat Handbook. All right. We need more surface area. We need more surface area on these blades to push more air, right? If I attached these ones like I did on my fan, I'm going to start running into each other. My boosters are going to run into each other. It's going to be a disaster. Okay, we don't want that. So we're going to try a different thing. We're going to try expanding it in the other direction a little bit with some larger plates like this. I haven't tried this before. Let's see if this is going to work. So basically, I'm just going to drop you down just a little bit. I'm going to switch out all of these 2x4 plates for 4x4 plates. And we're going to see if that does what we need it to. Okay, so this should still, because I'm not making them longer, my hope is that this keeps them from running into each other still. Okay, I could obviously try to get my boosters farther apart, but I don't want to take all that time right now because I've got this gearing mechanism set up already. So we're just going to try to change the surface area there that's on our blades, and we're going to see if that helps us at all. Okay? All right. Are you ready for this? Let's give this a shot. It's still going really slow, right? And it's still not doing what we want it to do. Okay. So you see how important it is to have more surface area on there. Let's see. Let's drop this off. Let's do an experiment. I'm going to take this one off completely. Okay. We're going to get rid of that one completely to give us a little more room to work with here and not worry about whether things are going to run into each other. Let's just try these longer plates. Let's see what this does. Okay. I've got my plates angled. Okay. And let's see what this does. All right. Do we think this is going to work? I hope so. Whoa. Whoa. All right. I didn't have enough room. It clipped this bin on the way around. Okay. Let's see. Let's try that. Let's try that again. Here we go. Okay. So just by getting some extra surface area for our blades of our fan there, our booster, we were able to get this spinning around. So let me clear some more space and see what we can do here. Okay, I don't want this running into anything. All right, so let's see here. Let's just test this, spinning it around. Woo! Okay, I got to back up a little bit. There we go. make sure it's not going to run into anything. Okay, okay, there we go. All right, and Anna says Rye and Sarah are watching and say hello. Awesome. Hi, Rye. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see here. Whew. Yes, Frank, we almost lost me there. I survived. Okay, let's see if we can do this now. Ooh, now you know what? What do we notice? It's tipping a little bit, right? Our weight distribution is off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more weight onto this battery pack side to see if we can balance that out a little bit, because I don't want this leaning too far that way. Okay, by adding that, I've kind of stabilized it a little bit. I've got enough weight over here now that it's balancing out a little bit, okay? So let's try this again. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, wrong way, backwards. All right. So the only thing that's making that spin is the air that's being pushed by that propeller, essentially, or that booster on my rocket. That's going pretty fast, isn't it? Okay. Be careful, careful, careful. All right, let's slow this down. All right. I want to try one more thing. I want to get my double boosters on there. So we're going to try one more little modification here. Okay. Instead of our big round brick here, we're going to try a little bit other modification to get these blades closer into the center to see if I can mount my double blade on there. Okay, so let's see here. Let's take this and let's see what size pieces we can use here. All right, I really want to get these dual boosters working, so we're going to try and see if we can use some 2x6 plates here and still keep those from running into each other. Let's see if this is going to work. This is awesome, though, because all that was making that move was that fan pushing the air, right? And it got it moving pretty fast. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just going to take my little round brick, put some of these. Oh, I know I had another one out here somewhere. Maybe not. Let's steal one from this other one. Okay. Put these little holy beams on there with my pins in them. Okay. And I'm just going to overlap them there on the top with a little plate. Okay. And then attach. Okay. Attach my other ones a little onto there. Put my 2x6 plates onto it so that I can angle them, right? Okay. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep this out of the way of each other with this gearing setup. We'll see. We'll find out, huh? But I really want my dual boosters to be able to work here. We'll see if I can get them working. Okay, so let's see here. That one up and down. This one to the side. Okay, and when they're up at the top, they're pointing this way. Down bottom, they're pointing that way. Trying to make sure everything is working together, right, to push the air in the same direction. That is key. Okay, let me spin this around here and show you what I did. And we'll see if this works. This will be our last little experiment here today. Okay, so you can see I've now got my dual boosters back. Do we think those are gonna, oh, they might run into each other. Oh, I don't know. Okay, that makes me a little nervous. I'm gonna shrink this one down a little bit, but keep the other one bigger. I don't know. We'll see if this works. We still might not have enough surface area pushing the air, but we're gonna give it a try. Okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Nothing. Isn't that interesting? So, even though like the combined surface area from these is about the same as this plate here, it's not able to do it. Really interesting. So I thought we could get our dual booster system going here, but unfortunately, you know what? Today we didn't get that happening. So I might sit here for the next couple of hours and continue tinkering, okay? But you don't need to watch me do that. But I hope you enjoyed this one. I think it's really cool that we were able to get this to essentially move on not its own power, right? It's still hooked up to a battery pack, but the battery pack isn't what is making it spin, right? That what is just what powers our boosters here. And by angling those blades to push the air, we're able to get it to spin around at quite a fast rate, right? So, Maria, Daniel, and David, thank you for the challenge of a rocket that can fly. I hope I did it justice for you. I know it didn't actually fly, but it was able to move around that center pivot of its own power. So I think that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's it for today. Awesome. And Vihan says he finds it very interesting. Well, awesome. I love that. Thank you, Vihan. And hello to you. And I hope to see you all next week. Remember, I'm going to be doing this every Tuesday now that we're in our summer schedule of challenge editions of Play Well Live. So keep those ideas coming. Comment on here. Send us a message. Comment on the Facebook page. Use that hashtag PlayWhile@home if you build something at home and you want to share with us what you've done, what you've created. We love to see those. Okay. Check out our summer camp listings. There's virtual camps open for anybody anywhere. And then we're hoping also with a lot of our rec departments that we worked with to do in-person programming that's safe, that's using social distancing, other safety things. So keep an eye out for that because we know different parts of the country are opening up at different times, all of that. So we can't wait to be back in the classroom with you virtually and in person. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.